When your AC stops working, just call the experts at KS Services Heating and Air. They're fast and affordable. Right now, purchase any Bryant energy efficient system and save with 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. It comes included with a 5-year labor warranty. And our fair price guarantee means that we will always give you 3 quotes for every situation. A good, better, and best. Call KS Services Heating and Air today. We roll on, whatever it takes.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. It's the morning edition. This is for Wednesday, August 30th. I'm James Spann. Obviously, Harvey with a big impact on Alabama's weather with rain and storms at times today and tomorrow. After that, the weather trends drier and the Labor Day weekend is looking pretty good. But much to talk about in the short term. Here we go. Here's the water vapor satellite view. We have troughing over the northeast United States. That's going to be pulling Harvey northeast. It's finally moving. The weather in Houston will be much drier in coming days. That's the radar early this morning at 5 o'clock. A little patchy light rain around here. The big action down south. Huge amounts of rain falling over parts of Mobile and Baldwin counties with those feeder bands. A really nasty one setting up on the eastern shore at 5 o'clock. Daphne and Fairhope. Special marine warnings in effect there. We have flash flood watches in effect for much of all of Louisiana, much of Mississippi and southwest Alabama. There's the counties in southwest Alabama. That would include Mobile, Baldwin, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, Covington. And that could be expanded northward. We'll just see how the rain bands behave. And on top of the chance of heavy rain, we have potential for a few isolated small tornadoes. We had a tornado warning earlier this morning for Baldwin County. That's the severe weather outlook today and tonight. The areas in yellow, that's the standard slight risk, Category 2, if you will. And then Category 1, the marginal risk, that's the dark green. Marginal risk includes Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Talladega, Alexander City, and points down to the south. This is a low-end tornado threat. Not expected to be a big problem, but anytime you got a tropical system passing west of you, got to watch for this. And then tomorrow, a marginal risk for much of the state. And I think for our end of the state, if we have any problems, it would be tomorrow. And again, we stress this is not a major deal, but you've got to keep your eye on that radar. These things typically are short-lived. They're low-topped. They often can't be seen by radar. And by the time a warning goes out, many times it's come and gone. So just be weather aware. But on day 3, which is Friday, no severe weather problems here. Marginal risk northeast of the state. Eastern Tennessee back over through much of North Carolina and South Carolina. This is the rain for the next 7 days. Obviously, much of that the result of Harvey. Let's take a closer look. This is the WPC product coming from the Hurricane Center advisory. And for our end of the state, the numbers have come down. Now we are looking at 1 to 2 inches for much of north and central Alabama. The circle that's yellow down there, that's 4 to 6 inches around Orange Beach and Pensacola. And then a strip of heavier rain near the path of Harvey from around Lake Charles up to Memphis and up into Kentucky. But it should be a pretty good wet down. Here's the forecast track of Harvey. It's moving finally. Looks more like a normal track. It comes up as a depression through North Mississippi tomorrow. And then weakens and begins to fizzle over Kentucky at 1 a.m. Saturday, late Friday night. But again, on that track, we're going to be on the east side, and you've got to watch for the dual threat of heavy rain and a few isolated tornadoes. This is the big picture from the Hurricane Center. The potential tropical cyclone 10 never lived up to its potential. It's moving out as kind of a subtropical system off the northeast coast, so it's off the board technically, but we've got that disturbance near the Cape Bird Islands, and a very high chance that becomes Irma. We thought the potential 10 would be Irma. It's not. The one out in the eastern Atlantic should be. What's it going to do? This tropical models clustered pretty nicely here. They bring it in 5 days to a point northeast of the Leeward Islands. This is the GFS ensemble. The mean takes it to a point east of the Bahamas in 7 days. The mean, it's the black squares, if you will. Most all the members of the GFS keep it out of the Caribbean. Let's look at the European, though, and you got some members that do push it in the Caribbean. But the European mean is similar to the GFS. It's got it east of the Bahamas, and from there, it's got a lot of options. It could go across the Florida Straits into the Gulf. It could affect the east coast of the United States, or it could recurve. It's just too early to know. Intensity guidance, this should become Tropical Storm Irma soon, and maybe Hurricane Irma in 3 days or so on the journey across the Big Pond. All right, model fans, let's take a look at the GFS, the 06C run, valid this afternoon at 1 o'clock local time. Again, troughing over the northeast. Harvey is in for the second time near Lake Charles. Should be a wet day today with periods of rain, maybe some thunder. We stay in the 70s all day. Rain might be heavy at times. And again, the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially for southwest Alabama. Tomorrow, the system is located on the Mississippi River, south of Greenville, Mississippi, around the Delta. And again, tomorrow, we'll just have to see how it plays out, but periods of rain are likely, maybe some thunder, maybe some heavy rain, and the possibility of a few isolated small tornadoes. Let's check the storm relative helicity values in the lowest level, 0 to 1 kilometers. And those numbers are fairly high, and this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter, a composite index, and that's a max of 3.4 around the Golden Triangle in Mississippi, Starkville, Columbus, West Point. But the numbers are pretty substantial. So again, I'm just telling you, with these things, you've got to keep an eye on the ball. And again, this is tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Friday, Harvey is located a little to the northwest of Nashville, and we are dry slotted. And I think we can show a greatly improved forecast now for Friday. Hey, look at this. This is the high-res NAM showing a band of heavier showers from about, Roanoke down to Mobile. But really, the northern half of the state is in a dry slot. That bodes very well for high school football games Friday night. In fact, we're going to trend it dry in our forecast and indicate a pretty good evening. Now, the fields are going to be wet, but it sure looks like the rain is going to be long gone in time for those ball games. Saturday, the GFS has come around to the European. It shows a dry look. Looks like a beautiful day, mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Same thing Sunday, and pretty much the same deal Monday. So after a lot of rain today and tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday looking good. Labor Day weekend, thumbs up. Gulf Coast looks good. Much of the southeastern states looks good for college football's kickoff and everything else. So that's good news. Now we'll go to Tuesday. The western Gulf looks a little unsettled. And this is a week from today, Wednesday, September 6th, the big trough. Very high amplitude, ridging in the west, troughing over the east, and a surface boundary might push down here and maybe give us a chance of showers and storms by midweek on Wednesday. Let's go to the European, and it does have a surface boundary pushing in with a chance of showers and storms here, and a tropical system in the western Gulf. Let's see what this thing does. Let's go out to Friday the 8th, and it's got a weak system south to Panama City Beach. So instead of moving it over toward Houston, it moves it to the east. And again, nobody knows what goes on with this, but the models have been very consistent in the idea of some mischief in the Gulf next week. We'll just have to watch that. Again, obviously, way too early to call. It's just an idea. And Irma, boy, this thing looked like a powerhouse if this verifies. The Europeans got Irma, and again, this is Friday, September 9th, Friday of next week, 934 millibars north of Hispaniola, and that is nasty looking. But again, this is just model output. There's no forecast here. This thing's not even on the board yet. Check the numbers. 90s, forget about it. It's kind of like the year without a summer. We have not had that much heat this year. In fact, the GFS is only showing, 72 today. I think we'll be in the mid to upper 70s, but again, highs across the board, mostly 70s and 80s, and I see a few 50s in there. Look at that 58 Friday of next week. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon if you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
AC broken? Just call KS Services Heating and Air. All Bryant energy-efficient systems come with a 5-year labor warranty, and our fair price guarantee means that we'll always give you 3 quotes for every situation. Just call KS Services Heating and Air today.